man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestines. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there. Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
This means Lieutenant Kisuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You're free to do side tasks, and even the main case. If you have nothing to do, read books or sit on the bench on the plaza.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
The woman is still hunched up.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? And what is that? Oh, meu Deus. The lawman solved the case. And here I was, thinking you were an idiot. So, are you? An idiot, I mean? Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme, Paraíso. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything, even the things I never knew. The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. on the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the fowling piece, the look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest, my hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father, and I never shot her innocent Dolores Day. Heroic doses, Hervé. Heroic. Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now... when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this, what are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor. Like looking into the ocean at night. You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined. Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets in the electric light.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
In the belly of an airship, behind the stair windows. So you don't look straight into it. No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
The wheels all small and round. Multi-axle trailers.
Yes.
No elaboration.
They say there is a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land. where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south. It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Sheriff, not pale drivers. Way beyond the established pale that's lit by radio frequencies, and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from. No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child rowing on the lake. Josiana.
There is nothing more to do now. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Yeah, it would be really bad if we got into an argument about it. Waste of a good noon. Or afternoon. Or night. Anyway, thanks for helping out, friend.
The payphone hangs mutely on the... All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. They went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4... Look at it. Of course it was you. You parted here. Yes, that's what this was. A reconnaissance. Before the cargo container. The container door appears unmoved by your attempt at flattery. The door does not respond to your advances. Why does this situation feel so familiar? Do you have a history of propositioning inanimate objects? No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal.
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today? What? Did I? Well done then, Harry. I don't even want to know what all of that means. Brew, shady, alcohol. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you? You're right, Harry. You only had to unlock the door. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines, sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. A security contractor. Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful... I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages... Killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need... Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fast. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando type. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough, potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base. There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve...
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you, idealistic people who want to make sure that bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation. Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates. You said it, Harry. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. Of course, you're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's...
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal?
He wants you to do more things for him before.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Harry, they're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and...
He's betting on them being useless to you.
But of course, it's the least...
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Good boy, a real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're...
A man of the left. So he's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get to...
He thinks he can force you into his scheme. You can turn this around on him if...
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will... There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. I'm glad you asked, Harry. There's a nameless little street on the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez.
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then...
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people... Martinez is the most important thing, and we're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry.
He means it.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then, I'll know you're a solid socialist. See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding.
Fairweather, T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy. Take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40-month construction period and the zoning. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to be awfully close to the already existing building. This is either an ominous, my money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite. There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants. Well, you could trick Everard. Get some random people to sign the document. By the time the union
Mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a No trouble at all, mister. No trouble. Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. Actually, Miss Beaufort is a real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the but I can't listen to the radio all the time.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy schooling.
He respects that word.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows...
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like Dr. Lemaitre said so. And she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost...
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer?
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real...
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something...
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? I suggest not wasting time on trivia.
Even though she has excellent control over her, you caught her off guard. Push her some more.
You are not here to chat up.
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that.
I represent the Union and these...
A very minor victory.
I am not.
You could be, Liz. You could be...
Even Ahmad? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
It's you again. What is it? Oh, so you went and talked to my mom.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. Now, fuck do you think I... Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm...
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden, but having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
A witness? You ain't got...
That's just tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you...
Well,
This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Yeah, right. Like we wouldn't know if...
MI is short for moral
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
Arab guy? Boss.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and...
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fuck...
Yeah. It's like they put cowbells on you before...
They're avoiding having to answer this question.
We were drinking, weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck.
Those flaccid MI cocks with their culture language. Everything's a surreal play or...
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Some witness. I pulled the same shit. Came up with some shit, then went...
You don't have to go to school for shit.
You're doing a hell of a job, man.
So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having...
Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look... You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It would...
Huh? You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I've been running this...
They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
So what? What do you want from me?
Don't let him drink that. One more push, Quick.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him.
You wanna help her, cop? If you don't, if you question her, Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be.
Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging.
I don't understand what's so cool.
It sounds like you're having a heart attack. Whatever you said, it couldn't have been that bad. Please relax. Calm, normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Yes? What is it? What precinct?
Am I from?
Fucking deranged.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing...
Again? I can't... Okay. Neither can...
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. The door is closed.
Who is it?
Somewhere, not far from here, the lieutenant is preparing her file. Clausia Amandu, he writes. You realize the detective should be here for what comes next. It could prove dangerous to go in alone. The worn map, your finger moves through the various... Finally.
For a more detailed view of the map,
banged-up motor carriage lies half. It must be cold. The seawater has already... Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they will lead. The motor carriage sits in the salty ocean water, cold and sad. A seagull takes off from the half-submerged machine. You get a sudden sinking feeling. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bad. The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out. The motor carriage is properly... A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles. But this one looks worn even in places the salt. The accident couldn't have happened too long ago. The ice hasn't... The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening. Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves. The sad sunken vehicle refuses to... Although the sunken motor carriage is... Wait for the low tide. Then you should be able to access the cabin. As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the hinges creak under nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky. The tune on your lips. It's sad that no one and nothing but the sunken vehicle is here to witness it. But the unexpected beauty. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on it. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion. Dreaming. Drinking, fucking, fighting, trying to improve. It's unclear whether the sunken vehicle agreed, just like how the crazy daredevil piloting that vehicle. What a clumsy wuss. Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30. Yes, it is. It feels as the city behind you grows silent in the waiting. A dim light scatters from the cloud cover above the city. In it, you can see the blue and white motor carriage slowly appear from the water. It's a Caprice 40, a workhorse of the motor park, favored by the working men, government officers, firefighters, I guess, maybe animal control people. Yes, Harry, it's the number 41, the number of our precinct. I hoped you would come back for me. Come on, Harry. There's nowhere to run. It's just you and me. Come on, Harry. There's nowhere to run. It's just... I'm so sorry, Harry. A massive pit opens up in your stomach. No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry. No matter how many times you say it. Yes, Harry, you did. The sooner you accept it, the sooner you can move on. We don't. Keep moving. You're a shark. You stop, you die. After losing every single thing you were entrusted with. An aggressive-looking seagull lands on the swing set. Mazovian socio-economics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over personally with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him police badge on which you see the man in the photo looks at you. So encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue. The man keeps winking at you with his green, but the badge is new. 8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. What do you think? His face is already contorted. The badge in your hand shines as you... This document confirms it. Harriet Dubois, i.e., Harry is really your name. That's what it says on the badge. No more information. You should look at the badge when Lieutenant Kitsuragi. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate. Rivershell, Jamrock, Precinct 41. You don't remember what the numbers in the middle mean. The badge was issued. A new document is given to you as part of a promotion. Or when you lose the old, the number shows that the badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? A fishing village on the sea. The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place. The name is Lillian. People call me...
Indeed. You're always confused as to your where. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Let's see. Who are you I don't think I know what... Aha! Like Snow? 2 odd guys have been wandering around here. Nosing... Right. Not only Snow...
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who are... Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into them. Wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working...
She seems genuinely sorry for not being able to...
Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot. Guns are expensive and fragile, I think. Besides, from time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time. Sure. Animosity. But boys will be boys, and God knows we don't have many around. So far, the sword has been enough to keep them in line. No, I'm afraid not. attempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check. What makes you think we haven't? That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Sure. It looks as if you could face down any...
The traces of her laughter are still there, in her eyes, fading fast.
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I'd gone. To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one... Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk. Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy, nor... She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Are you? This says, what a nice idea.
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything.
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
He has a pen in everything. Here you go. I shouldn't have. Yes, well, I looked at it and thought I should. Besides, you also need Isabel's signature.
Sound logic. Division of labor. Sounds like Isabel is the leader around here.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that? Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slush-like rain thing melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what...
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Wood, pieces of glass, bottles, drugs also.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
And go where? The fish are plentiful here and we get enough orders to get by. It's not great, but it's something. People imagine picking up and finding something better is an easy solution. But how is that supposed to... I don't mean to complain about my pauper life. We are warm and fed here and... I don't know. There's just something about this shithole. Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts. Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either. No, you're not. I've seen you around here before. 12 years ago. You didn't raise any hell. You were quite helpful, actually. But still in Martinez. No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Oh, the usual.